Chris Gouser here with
Matt Howell. And this week on the first run, well, it's time for something maybe a little bit different. In the latest from the MCU, we bring the Marvel's first family to the MCU proper with Fantastic Four First Steps. We'll bring you the big releases on physical media, the Viper video, and streaming picks of the week. Then we'll give you about 4.5 years worth of a decade of the best horror films of the 2020s, just to even out our bracket. We understand it's a little premature, but numbers are numbers, folks. What are you going to do? How's that sound, Chris?
That sounds great.
Fantastic. So why don't you give the people what they want and a little bit of the Fantastic Four?
Okie dokie.
Are you the protectors of this world?
Yes, we are.
Your planet is now marked for death. Your world will be consumed by the Devourer. There is nothing you can do to stop him, for he is a universal force, as essential as the stars. Hold your loved ones close, and speak the words you've been afraid to speak. Use this time to rejoice and celebrate, for your time is short. I herald his beginning, I herald your end, I herald Galactus.
Ooh, Matt, we actually got a Galactus this time, too, that was actually like a dude.
A dude is a big, giant guy with a huge, freaky helmet.
Yeah, instead of being a cloud of space dust or whatever it was that last time. And so there you go. And of course, we did go woke with a female Silver Surfer, though she is based on a real air quotes person in the comics. I think I read too that the original Silver Surfer did exist, and she kind of took his place, Norrin Radd.
Yeah.
But I think in the comics, she was like his romantic partner.
Yeah.
They were like a couple.
Yeah, she was his wife. Shalabal was his wife. Why they wanted to go that way, I'm not sure, but it didn't bother me.
Doesn't she become a power or a superhero or something?
Yeah, so like in the comics, I weirdly really enjoy Silver Surfer and the whole Galactus thing. He always has a herald, so there's this whole thing where, you know, whenever the Silver Surfer basically kind of quits or whatever, he creates new heralds, and she becomes.
They're not always surfers either. They're different.
No, they're all very different. Yeah, so it's very interesting.
Good times.
Well, Chris, what is Fantastic Four First Steps all about?
Thanks, Matt. So we have. Sorry, buddy. I'm dealing with a bit of a headache right now. We didn't have a show last week, in case you didn't notice. Because I became officially old, had a very large birthday, and I guess I can put out my assassination coordinates now. I was in London, which is someplace I've always wanted to go, Matt, and I got a whole Big Bowie tour. I'll tell you all about it, but it was great. But we're back now, and we're here to talk about Fantastic Four First Steps. So interestingly, we don't really get origin stuff, right? We do a little flashbacky type stuff. Even then, we don't really see much, and we kind of jump right into things. You have Marvel, as Matt said, Marvel's first family here, portrayed, of course, by Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, and how do you say Eben Mas-Baccarat? I really don't know how to say that cat's name from The Bear, amongst other things, and of course Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm. So we jump right in, like a few years afterwards. Though I will say I enjoyed the flashback stuff where we got to see Mole Man, a bunch of other those classic kind of recreated some of those classic covers and storylines, you know, throughout the years. And as you heard there, the Silver Surfer has arrived to advise people that time's up, baby. Galactus is coming to chow down on the Earth, and you will not survive that. And it's up to the Fantastic Four to repel Galactus and save the planet. So that's basically it. Oh, also too, Franklin Richards, their kid, shows up in this one as well. The little baby is born. Galactus says, all right, I'll spare your planet, but I want that kid. Like not in like a Epstein Trump way, thankfully, but we don't know why, right? He's filled with the power cosmic himself, and he wants basically the kid to take over for him so he can finally. Is he going to eat the kid?
No, he's basically, from what I get it, he's going to transfer. He's basically going to make the kid the new Galactus because, as she said, he's a cosmic force, right? But he's going to basically transfer his hunger to Franklin so he can go, air quotes, rest. So I'm assuming die, be released, whatever.
Head down to the villages.
Sure, yeah,
whatever it is.
Maybe take his own trip to London. Who knows?
Maybe. Is Galactus a celestial?
I'm not sure. I don't think he's a celestial, but he's definitely in that cosmic pantheon, like, the Watcher and the Beyonder and things like that.
Okay. Yeah, he's also voiced by Ralph Ineson, which was fun. I didn't really catch it at the beginning, but there's one scene where it's like, oh yeah, that's Ralph. I'd recognize that voice anywhere. So, all right. He's Ta'an, a space explorer named Galan, was his originally his deal.
Okay.
So, there you go.
There you go. So, Chris, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Oh, boy. It's going to be one of those shows.
I'm a little punchy because of the headache. Go ahead.
So, I've been reading a lot online, really more from people that we know, like on Letterboxd, other podcasts, things like that, where people thought that this was just kind of okay. Like, that this was just fine. And that struck me as, like, tell me that you've never read a comic book in your life without telling me you've never read a comic book in your life, by just kind of the reaction to this. So as somebody who's read comic books, who's been at least somewhat steeped in kind of the Silver Age kind of world of Marvel and DC Comics, what did you think of this?
I thought it was fine.
Really?
Yeah, it's. I think part of the challenge I have. All right, there's a few things. First off, I think for me, the power of Pedro Pascal compels you to this day, right? I mean, the man is just raw charisma, bottled up in whatever he is, like 5'10". I don't know. I love the guy. And he's great here. I always enjoy everything he's done. And he makes the whole thing entertaining. My problem with the film is that, though I love the aesthetics of it, that we have this retro-futuristic 60s vibe to everything, right? Which is cool, and it carries. You saw it in the trailer, so you know what I'm talking about. But it also feels like everything is kind of the scaffolding of this thing is very slight. I feel like a stern wind could cause this whole thing to topple upon itself. I think the cast is good. I think there's some chemistry and they work well together. But everything feels very just shallow to me in regards to leaning very hardly on the mythos of these characters, of this team. And it's just like, that's part of it. I was wondering too, like, could we have benefited from actually seeing the cosmic ray space travel thinger? And now granted, I know we saw that with the first round with Miles Teller and crew, and then the Josh Trank disaster as well. I'm sorry, that's the Josh Trank Miles Teller disaster. Prior to that it was Ian Groford and
Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba. Yeah. That one. That's the second one of that is watchable. Mm-hmm. But even though it has, again, the gas Galactus.
Right.
So this is clearly the best out of all of them. Granted, I have not seen the 1994 Corman version, so I'm wondering maybe we should have done that as like a double feature this week. But so this is clearly the best out of all of them. But still, and as a round of Marvel films that we've had over the last few years, I would slot this behind Thunderbolts. I still think Thunderbolts is probably better. But it's just very breezy. This is relatively well paced, not as dynamically paced as Superman, but it's well paced. And I don't know. I liked parts of it more than I enjoyed the entire thing. It just all felt a bit stiff to me. Like we're focusing more on aesthetics and trying to stay true, I guess, to the comic books, or at least give you those kind of iconic moments, without really developing for me, an engrossing, engaging film cinematic experience all the way through. And I also, the mid-credits sequence thing too, I mean, I knew it was coming, but it's it's not great. It was a kind of bit of it felt flat to me. So I don't know. I threw a lot at you. What do you want? What do you think?
Yeah. So I mean, I find Chris's reaction to be very disappointing, and I'm actually very disappointed in Chris as a human being right now. I
get that a lot.
I think his reaction and kind of the reactions I've seen online, I have to say, I think that means that the MCU is dead. There's nothing that can resurrect this. If you didn't think that this film was a completely different tonal shift in everything that you've seen in the MCU, which everybody complains about, how it's the same shit over and over again. It's all Captain America. They're all tied to, the same look, the same aesthetic, the same themes. If that's what you're saying when you get this and you're a collective shrug, that's it. I mean, there's nothing the MCU can do to bring you back on board. I think for you or for whoever else maybe listening to this, if you didn't connect with this film and were kind of not excited by it, then I think that the MCU ended with Endgame for you. And that's okay. Maybe you don't need to watch any more of these, right? But for me, I thought it was, it's such a corny, hoary phrase to say it, but it's a breath of fresh air, right? It's, like you said, the aesthetic is completely different. The entire storytelling and pacing is different. Has nothing to do with the Avengers or anybody that we know. They don't even exist in this world, right? This is a completely clean slate, start over comic book film. And the themes of family and sacrifice and relying on each other, it maybe not as good as Guardians of the Galaxy, it struck me as different as the Guardians of the Galaxy did. I really, really enjoyed it. I think I borderline loved it. I mean, I love the fact that, Galactus is a sufficiently creepy villain. I thought Julia Garner was okay as the Surfer. She can't really hold on to the gravitas that Lawrence Fishburne brought to the older one, from, several years ago. But I think overall, what they're trying to put up on screen is we heard you want something different. And the kind of collective shrug that people are giving to this thing and saying, it's okay. I don't know what else Marvel can do for you. I really don't. I don't see what they can bring to the table that is going to get you excited.
Well, I would think this is a step in the right direction. Like I said, I didn't hate it. I'm jumping ahead a bit. I'm giving this a B-. All right. Like I said, it feels a bit stiff for me at times. It feels a little forced a little bit for that stuff, but I appreciate the effort. Like I said, I think I love the aesthetics of it. I love that we're trying to do a new, fresh thing. I like the homages. This is kind of, and I hope I'm saying this right, a Mobius Galactus in its aesthetic, right? In its look. I think. I thought Garner as Silver was good. And I think I like the fact, and I don't know if you agree with me on this, that I think it benefits from being within its own contained universe and not having to deal with all the other outside MCU stuff. It's nice having a story that basically starts and ends. We don't have to worry about, the next big thing that we're moving forward on and all that. So I think that's good. I like Mole Man, right? I thought he was a lot of fun in this as well. So there's certainly things about it I liked. I don't have any disdain for the film. I just think it's I just, like you said, Matt, I just think it's fine, which is more than I can say for anything after Endgame up until Thunderbolts, which is a lot of those films I think are just not good. This is good. I enjoyed it. Like I said, giving it a B. I will say, I had some weird questions about the special effects because the stuff with Galactus all looks great. The Human Torch stuff looks good. It felt like they only had $50 left to do anything with the baby. The baby effects were atrocious. They looked like AI generated. There's one scene where Reed pulls the kid out of the super duper baby carriage pod thing to give to Sue. it's like the kid it shifts in weird angles and goes kind of soft, and then into the depth changes, and it's like the detail. It's really bad. And I'm like, how did that end up on the big screen? But I don't know. It's fine. It's good. I enjoyed it. It's just it's not. We haven't redefined the superhero genre. We haven't, I don't think, relaunched a new era in the MCU. I looked at all these changes as aesthetics for this particular tale. I don't anticipate the MCU. I'm not talking about the 60s retro futuristic thing, but I mean kind of the warmer, happier tone, or the no. I think that this is particular to this film, and maybe we'll see it in a Fantastic Four sequel. I certainly don't think it's going to transfer to the Avengers Doomsday stuff. I think, especially with the Russo brilliance, he says sarcastically, that we're going to get, since they're back in the fold. So I think this is a one-off thing, and I enjoyed it. It's good. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I think the fact that I thought it was very good, and it seems to be the sentiment is that it's just fine. I think is really the indictment that I'm trying to raise here, right? I mean, This thing doesn't rise to the heights of Superman, but I think it's more consistent all the way through than Superman was. I mean, there's Superman for the first third of it is not great until he gets back to Smallville, right? It might even be bad, right? But I like the swing for back to a different type of comic book, right? To the Silver Age. I think it's great. I think I really, really enjoyed this. I think people are going to warm up to it more, I hope. But overall, yeah, I thought this was the best entry in the MCU in a long time.
Yeah, but
I would
agree with that.
I think it's better than Thunderbolts. I do.
Yeah. So right now we have No Way Home. I'm pulled up, so on Letterboxd under me for Chris Scalzo. We do have a ranking here. And so we have The Last Spider, No Way Home as number 1. That's interesting. Winter Soldier, Ragnarok, Guardians of the Galaxy, Endgame, Civil War, Infinity War. What's the first? Homecoming, Spider-Man. Then Iron Man, then Far From Home, Guardians 2, then Thunderbolts. So where you would slot this in? Where would you slot this in? Then
I would slot this in either right above Thunderbolts or maybe even above Guardians 2.
I wonder if part of it is, for me, that I don't have any affinity for the Fantastic Four.
Oh, I don't either. I mean, I always thought the Fantastic Four were completely corny. And they are, but it was an endearing corny while I was watching it.
Yeah, I think the last Fantastic Four story I read was the Fantastic Four X-Men crossover, where they did that thing where I think Doom had planted like a diary of reads that they went up into space and he knew they were going to get hit with the rays and get these powers. They didn't tell anybody.
Gotcha.
And they all felt betrayed, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, Reed, you're the fantastic asshole.
So you're saying above even Guardians 2?
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. All right, so I've updated the list. You can check it out on my Letterboxd. So, okay. So what's your grade then, Matt?
I'm going to give it a B+. I'm teetering on an A-. As on repeat viewings, we'll see what that solidifies as.
Cool. So I had a B-, Matt had a B+. Not exactly worlds apart. Phase 6 of the MCU, which gives us what? This is first, and then Brand New Day, Spider-Man, the end of July next year. And then, Destin Daniel Cretton. That's Short Term 12, a first-run favorite film. And he did, of course, Shang-Chi. Then Avengers Doomsday, Avengers Secret Wars. Are they going to do Secret Wars? Or is like the OG Jim Shooter version? Or are they doing, what's the one I never read, the more recent version?
I'm sure that, I think we talked about this. I'm pretty sure they're going to be doing the new one. The Jim Shooter ones, as awesome as it is to kids of the 80s, it's corny as shit. Like, there's no way that would be translated into.
I thought they would do that, though, because it'd be a way to combine all the universes.
Yeah, fair. It is fair.
All right. I'm still not big on RDJ as Doom either. I still think that's a major mistake.
Well, if he never takes the mask off, how will we know unless somebody said something?
Well, he takes the mask off in the goddamn Fantastic Four.
But you never see his face. That's his whole thing.
You don't.
In the comic books, you never see his face. I mean, he could be walking around with the mask off, but you never see it.
I wonder if he's done a thing too, where like he's given them permission to AI him forever as Doom or something like that.
Maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised. What do you for your Doctor Dooms? What do you prefer? Do you prefer the version where he's so arrogant that his scar is just one single scratch, like scar on the side of his face, or the one where he's like completely messed up?
I like the idea of him just being that he can't stand having the slightest imperfection, and he's just being a complete diva about it. Is my favorite Doom.
I agree. I think that's definitely the way to go. Fantastic Four, First Steps, in theaters now. If you had a chance to see it, we'd love to hear from you. Shoot us an email at feedback@thefirstrun.com. It's fine. Now let's talk about what's coming up on the physical media. It's upcoming Tuesday, August 5th. This is getting released in 4K. Just, you want to make sure you have your $2.
Have you met Monique?
Hi.
Now, in honor of our special guest, I've created dinner mondieu. First, we have French fries and French dressing and French bread. And to drink, ta-da, Peru.
That, of course, is from Better Off Dead, being released in 4K this upcoming Tuesday. That is August 4th. Man, it's August already. Did I say 4th or is it the 5th? Matt, let me check my notes real fast. What did I say? It is the 5th. Look at me. So, yeah, you can pick up Better Off Dead in 4K.
You know what? I love the 80s for having a wacky teen comedy about teen suicide.
There are things you just don't really see as much now, right? Like, could they make Heathers today too?
Absolutely not. But they made a Broadway musical of Heathers. So what the hell do I know?
That's true. I read a lovely letter interview last week with Winona Ryder. I can't remember where it was now. Son of a gun. That's disappointing because I can't tell you where to go with it. Let's search, July 2025 interview with Winona. Still fantastic and a little weird as ever. I'll always love you, Winona Ryder. All right, so that was Better Off Dead. Where was that in my countdown? I think I had that at number 2. So
I have 2 words: perfect love and perfect trust.
and here's 5.
Number 5?
We're going to go with Suddenly in the Dark from Terror Vision. Psychological and supernatural drama / horror. A wife is suspecting her husband is being is cheating on her since the arrival of their young housekeeper, who carries a mysterious wooden doll with her everywhere. It's a Japanese horror film being released by Terror Vision, a bit of a cult following. So there you go.
4.
Criterion is releasing 2 films, The Burmese Harp and Fires on the Plain, both from director Kon Ichikawa. We have a 4K restoration for The Burmese Harp, as well as a new interview with Ichikawa. And then Fires on the Plain, again, a brand new 4K restoration. An introduction by Japanese film scholar Donald Ritchie, and another interview with Ichikawa as well. We talked about... oh, no, I guess my numbers are off.
Get 3 coffins ready.
Better Off Dead was supposed to be 3, so there you go. Better Off Dead. And then number 2, being released in 4K, Matt, Steelbook only right now. I already played 2, so I won't play it again. But Master and Commander, Far Side of the World, which is supposed to be a franchise that was dead on arrival, unfortunately. But it is fantastic. If you have not seen Master and Commander, Far Side of the World, Russell Crowe, it's really, really good, rollicking adventure, kind of classic Hollywood adventure film, and it's well worth your time. You should definitely check it out. Are you a fan of Master and Commander?
Yeah, I mean, I remember getting swept up in the excitement of Master and Commander when it fizzled out the box office, but leading up to that, it was supposed to be a thing, so I wouldn't check that shit out.
Yeah. Includes some deleted scenes, brand new 4K restoration, historical and geographical trivia track. Oh, that might be fun, and a pop-up map. I'm not going to get this. I have it on Blu-ray. Maybe if it gets a regular release, independent of a steelbook, and the transfer is miles better than the Blu-ray, I'll pick it up. But right now, I'll probably sit with my Blu-ray on that one.
There can be only one.
The classic Sunset Boulevard being released in 4K as well. That's your number one, Matt. The Viper video pick of the week. I'm going to go with Destroy All Neighbors. William Brown, a neurotic, self-absorbed musician, determined to finish his prog rock magnum opus, faces a creative roadblock in the form of a noisy and grotesque neighbor named Vlad. Finally working up the nerve to demand that Vlad keep it down, William inadvertently decapitates him. But while attempting to cover up one murder, William's accidental reign of terror causes victims to pile up and become undead corpses who torment and create more bloody detours on his road to prog rock Valhalla. Matt, which will you be streaming this week?
I was struggled with this a little bit. There's not a lot out there that's new that we haven't recommended recently, but I did see that a film that all of the old men like Chris and I and our various girlfriends and your moms and everybody else watched when we were in our younger days. Empire Records, starring Liv Tyler, Johnny Whitworth, Renee Zellweger, about a thing called a record store, which they exist now and people are into them, but not like this, right? Basically, a pop star, a fading pop star is coming to sign some autographs, and it's all about the lackadaisical layabout employees, acting like they're cool.
Criterion Channel in August, one of the suites or whatever they call them, the bills that they'll be running is films. I think it's 90 films with us, with soundtracks. Because the 90s, that was like the last decade where like a soundtrack could carry a film in a way, right? You had singles, Empire Records,
High Fidelity.
High Fidelity. Go is another big one too, right? So they're doing a whole little run on that. So Matt, I was in London. I just want to talk about it briefly, and I went to a whatever it would be. What would it be here? At this point, really, no place is like this anymore. But I guess an FYE or something. I don't know.
All right.
But music and movies. And at one point, Matt, I had a stack of movies, like 10 inches, maybe a foot. Because they had a bunch of import stuff there. Well, it wouldn't be imports, right? But a bunch of stuff there. And now you can get them here through like your your Viper Video here in Tampa, or Orbitz, Grindhouse, Diabolic, all that stuff. But I ended up putting it all away because I have to wait. I have to pace myself. And I did get this, Matt, because it was like 40% off from Arrow. The Grudge collection includes all the Grudge films, as well as the prequel films, as well as the following films, that loosely kind of tied into the same universe movies. So, which is White Ghost and Black Ghost. So I'm very excited for this. It is a Region B, so I'll have to use my Region B player for that. Also, too, one of the big things I wanted to go to London, is this David Bowie walking tour. So it was my birthday. I turned 50, for Christ's sake. And we had a private tour, and we went all around kind of Soho, and then we went to Brixton. But to kind of go through all the Bowie stuff. And in London, they had, one of the things I've always wanted is the Ryko Disc Sound and Vision vinyl box set. It's 6 records. And it's basically like greatest hits as well as B-sides and unreleased tracks and stuff. And they had one. They're very hard to get. They average probably $200 to $300 if you're able to find them.
Okay.
And it was my birthday. I had the whole thing. I'm like, all right, I'll max out at $150 for this, but I can't go any higher. And they had it there for $150.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, oh, wow. But then, Matt, I forgot.
The exchange rate.
Yeah,
150 pounds, right. So it's really like, what? Probably close to $300?
No, it was just about a little over 2.
Okay. Did you get it anyway?
No, I did not.
Oh.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't justify it. But what happened is, while I was in London, I said, let me see if it's on eBay. Somebody was selling it, and the base price before the bidding was $80.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, you know what? And I'm a stalker. I don't put in a bid. I wait till like the last couple of minutes. Then I put in my high water mark and then just hope for the best.
Right. Okay.
And I won.
Oh, nice.
And I paid under my max amount.
Wow, look at you.
So
and you had it to like deliver to the hotel or something?
No. It was in the U.S.
Oh, it was in the U.S. Okay, gotcha.
So I think it shipped out. I think it shipped today.
Okay.
So I'm very, very excited. One of the holy grails of my Bowie collecting. I will finally have it. And then, I don't know if you saw it, but Severin had a big sale this week. And I had like 9 things in my cart. And I ended up not buying a single one of them. Because I had spent so much money. So, but I did go to Viper Video because I had some leftover cash and I had a bunch of credit. And I bought 2 things at Viper, Castle of Blood and the Night Train Murders in 4K, which were part of the sale. But I just bought them from Viper Video instead. So, and don't worry, there's no video this week. I look like hell. I'm tired and I have a headache. I did get Sinners as well, and I picked up Thunderbolts. Are you going to pick up either of those?
Yeah, eventually when they get down to the right price. So, year and a half from now when they're like down to $20, I'll be buying them.
That's the thing with the Marvel ones, right? They're just with Thunderbolts. Yeah, you hopefully can get it for $20 at some point.
Yeah, I think I had not picked up Guardians 3, and the 4K finally went down to $20 on Amazon, so I bought that just a couple days ago.
And the final thing that came today in the mail I was very excited about, To Catch a Thief in 4K, the Hitchcock film, the Steelbook. Amazon screwed up and had it on sale for $12.99.
Oh, wow. Nice.
For a few days, and I was able to jump on that, and they honored the price, so I was very excited. That's it. I think that's enough. London was wonderful. Paris, I could take or leave, but that's probably because of more the fact that I don't speak French.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that, Matt. All right, enough of me babbling. Let's wrap up the show and complete our bracket. Next week we'll do the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
But now Matt and I are going to hash out the 8, 6, whatever it is. It is 8. Best horror films of the 2020's so far. So far. And here's one that I think is going to be on the list. We'll have to see if Matt agrees.
Wait, hey guys, what the fuck? Are these? How did he get these? It's not good.
Excuse me.
Can I help you, sir?
Yeah, what the hell are these?
These are tortillas. Tortillas deliciosas.
Yeah, so what are these?
These are tortillas, which contain EcoBright's tax records and other documents showing how your company has created invoices with fake charges.
How did you get these?
I'm sorry, but Chef never reveals his recipes.
Do you know how fucked you are? I'm gonna have this place closed by the morning, do you understand?
Oh, no, that won't be necessary. Enjoy.
Tortillas. That, of course, is Mark Malloy's The Menu, featuring Ray Fiennes, Anya Taylor-Joy, Nicholas Hoult, Hong Chow as well. I remember we walked into that one, Matt. It was weird because we're like, oh, what are we going to watch this week? Let's check out this film, The Menu. And then I was like, holy cow, that was really good.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
So that, I don't know, Matt, if you feel it should be on the list or not. Let me throw a couple at you that I have. I had The Menu. I have Pearl. Mm-hmm. Out of all the Ty West, Pearl, Mia Goth films, that's probably still my favorite. Though I do kind of love how weird and crazy that Maxine is. I have Barbarian, mm-hmm. His House, mm-hmm. No One Will Save You.
Okay.
Titan.
Okay.
And Malignant.
Okay.
So far, I don't know. What do you think?
I think these are all really good. Why don't you share your screen so I can see you messing with the thing? Hold
on. Again, sorry, folks, no video this week because I just don't have it in me. Uncle Chris doesn't feel well. I should not have said that.
It is really weird to say, like, daddy. It's just wrong on so many levels.
Yeah, that's our private time. Okay.
Not in front of the internet, Chris. God.
All right, so what do you think?
All right, so yeah, I think Barbarian definitely should be on there. I think we both agree on that, so that should definitely make the list. I, believe it or not, had No One Will Save You as well, so I think that should make the list as well.
I wonder about that. I mean, obviously, I mentioned it. I have it on the list, but it's...
I had it as an honorable mention, but by the fact that we both had it, we'll see.
Yeah, and what's weird, too, because it's one of those where I constantly doubt myself. I'm like, but I remember watching it. It was one of my favorite films of the year that year, too. It was in my top 10, I think. And it's like, but it's funny. It's like, but was it? Like, really, was it that good? Did I really like it that much? I'm like, well, I guess I did. I must have.
Yeah, I guess you did. And then I kind of struggled where, and His House. I did definitely have His House on my list.
No Malignant?
I don't love I like Malignant. I don't love Malignant like a lot of people do. like you are. Like you do.
I do, yeah.
So I mean, I did also have Smile 2 on there.
Yeah.
I had Evil Dead Rise on there.
Mm-hmm.
I had Totally Killer. Did you ever see Totally Killer?
No.
Okay. The time travel 80s throwback slasher film with Kieran Shipka in it. It's a lot of fun. You should watch it. It's on Netflix or one of those streaming services. Maybe it's Amazon Prime.
I'll note it.
Bones and All.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think that's it. Like, under no circumstances will we put Infinity Pool on there, so I'm glad that you didn't mention it because I'd have to fight you.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, Jamesy!
I hate it. I hate it so.
Go on, little baby!
Hate it.
I'm surprised Matt didn't just disconnect from the call.
I hate it so much. What about some controversial entries? And I want you to talk through them with me.
Okay.
Possessor. Horrifying. Very disturbing.
Yeah, I feel like I air quotes enjoyed Infinity Pool more than Possessor. Possessor was so, like I said, I think at the time the first pro family annihilator movie that I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
I'll consider it.
Okay.
What else you got?
I really feel like this should be on here. When Evil Lurks.
Yeah, I had it as an honorable mention, so
sits with you.
It certainly does. My other honorable mentions, I had The Invisible Man, Lee Winnell's film. Underwater, just because of what's really happening in that film.
Yeah.
The monster that we get at the end it's just a great little moment. I also had Freaky, which I enjoyed. That's the Freaky Friday body swap serial killer movie with Vince Vaughn. The Empty Man, which is like, it's long, but it's maybe some pacing issues every now and then, but I think it's pretty good. The Innocents, that Killer Kid movie we did. I don't know if you remember that one. Mad God.
Yeah, that was messed up. That's another one that sits with you.
Speaking of first run favorites, Mika Monroe in Watcher.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
And then I also had Long Legs.
Mm-hmm.
I had the original Speak No Evil, not the McAvoy version, but the original. But I don't think you've seen the original, right?
I still haven't seen the original yet.
Yeah, and then The First Omen, I think, has really good moments.
The First Omen, that is actually a really solid entry. I think that's that one's a really good classic throwback horror film. Yeah, man, I really like The First Omen. No Talk to Me?
Yeah, no, I don't. It's just no. I mean, I'll list it here, but I don't think it's. I remember because I think part of the issue when we watched it was we walked into it or hearing like people were fainting in the theater and how intense and stuff it was, and both of us were like, "It's good, it's fine, but it's not, it's not going to be." I don't know. We're gonna have to check my blood pressure or anything.
What about Hatching? That weird Swedish egg movie.
I don't think so.
Did you ever Did you ever watch the Deadstream on Shudder?
No.
That's really good too. You should watch that. That's a lot of fun. What about the Invisible Man remake?
I have that on.
Oh, you do?
It's as honorable mention for me, not on the list though.
Okay. Any of the internet horror things like Host or anything like that? Does that move you?
I don't think have you seen Host? Did we do it?
Did we? Or am I thinking of something else like Unfriended? Maybe.
What about Fresh?
Yeah, Fresh is pretty good.
I'm still struggling with you not being on board with Malignant.
Oh, I'm not saying it shouldn't be there. I'm just saying I don't love it as much as you do. So it's an honorable mention. It wasn't on my first, but I'm completely fine with you putting it on there.
Okay.
I just don't know. I just don't know if I'm going to agree to see it like go to the end, all the way to the end.
What about Tatan? Darker Know's Tatan.
But it doesn't. That feels like a fucked up fetish film more than it does a horror film to me. Struggling
so we need
here.
3 more. We got Barbarian, No One Will Save You, His House, When Evil Lurks, Malignant. I need 3 more.
Have you seen The Dark and the Wicked?
I have not.
Okay, that's pretty good too. What about a cosmic horror? Like some of those Benson and Moorhead or Color Out of Space.
Yeah, wasn't that guy like a creeper?
Who? Oh, of The Color Out of Space?
What was the other Nick Cage one?
Mandy?
Yeah, Mandy. What about Mandy?
When did Mandy come out?
You ripped my shirt. Oh, 2018.
There you go. I thought we talked about that last time. What about The Sadness? Is that too messed up for...
That's a weird one where I was kind of like underwhelmed by it.
Okay.
Like everybody thought it was crazy and stuff, and I was like, that's all right. It's okay.
All right, well, out of the, maybe 24 movies we've just rattled off right now, what's left? Is there any of them move you at all to make it to those final 3 go-rounds? And don't forget, folks, we still got 5 years left, really. Well, 4.5 years left of the decade, so all of this could basically shift.
Yeah.
You ripped my shirt! You ripped my shirt!
Okay. So, Chris, settle. Focus.
Mm-hmm.
Matt's. I got a headache. Matt's in a hot room.
I am.
Let's get this done. We got, all right, so Barbarian, No One Will Save You, His House, When Evil Lurks, Malignant.
Right.
Matt is a no on Titan. And what about, there's The Menu, and what about any of the Ty West Pearl movies?
While I'm on record saying that I don't love them, I feel like we should have an entry on there because they seem like the kind of most solid series so far amongst horror fans.
Okay, we'll throw a Pearl in there.
And I guess we could do The Menu. Yeah, I mean, I
don't know. If you'd rather do Invisible Man or something like that, I mean, that's...
So no love for Smile 2 or Evil Dead Rises?
We can do Evil Dead Rises.
I feel like we need another monster, like a monster movie on there.
Yeah, Evil Dead Rises. And then one more. I would go... Smile 2 is good. Do I like it more than... Watcher's pretty good. Long Legs is pretty good.
What, the honorary Micah Monroe entry?
Yeah. All right, choose one. Watcher or Long Legs? I feel like I'd want to go Long Legs.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I mean, it kind of falls apart at the end, but up until then, it's really good.
Yeah. All right, so that gives us Barbarian, No One Will Save You, His House, When Evil Lurks, Malignant, Pearl, Evil Dead Rises, and Long Legs. Do you want to adjust those brackets in any capacity?
All right, so I feel like His House and Malignant go together.
Well, one's a ghost story, though, right? And the other one's a...
demon story? Well, I guess really more of a creature guy.
Yeah, I feel like Barbarian and Malignant are more appropriate with each other. Right?
All right, I can deal with that. And I feel like When Evil Lurks and Evil Dead Rises should go together.
All right, so we need a home for... We have No One Will Save You and Long Legs.
So do we just put No One Will Save You against His House and put Long Legs against Pearl as our kind of honorary serial killer slasher sort of films?
Okay. So final candidates bracket things: Barbarian, Malignant, His House, No One Will Save You, Long Legs, Pearl, Evil Dead Rises, When Evil Lurks. Barbarian and Malignant. I know you're going Barbarian then, right?
I am going Barbarian. Let's skip that one. I feel like that's going to be a very contentious entry.
Yeah. Let's move on. His House and No One Will Save You.
So I think while I would watch No One Will Save You more, I think His House is truly a good messed up horror film.
I'm inclined to agree with you. I'll go with His House as well. Long Legs or Pearl?
Another contentious entry. I'm going to give you this one. I'll let you go with Pearl because I feel like I'm the only one who doesn't get it.
I don't know, Matt. I might be on board with you with Long Legs on this. Like I said, I think it's creepy. I think it's creepier.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more unsettling than Pearl. I think Mia Goth is the driving force behind Pearl and what makes it so good. But when I think of films that give me the willies, Long Legs does more than Pearl does.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm completely on board with that. Because, I mean, Pearl doesn't really... It's more of a character study until it takes the turn at the very end.
Yeah. So, all right. And then Evil Dead Rises.
Or When Evil Lurks.
Mm-hmm.
I really like When Evil Dead Rises. I think it's a lot of fun, but I don't know. What do you think?
When Evil Lurks is so unsettling.
It is.
And that's a film that I think maybe falls apart a little bit at the end. I think Evil Dead Rises is more consistently good, but nothing in that film, either how disturbing Evil Dead Rises is and how much of it honors the original films. The stuff in When Evil Lurks is so much more disturbing.
Yeah. Yeah, at its strongest, I think When Evil Lurks is a better film, but you're right, it doesn't hold up It can't maintain that throughout the entire thing. It does fall apart at the end, whereas Evil Dead Rises is consistently entertaining through the whole thing.
I just can't get that scene out of my head when the possessed woman is walking down the road with the kid.
Yeah.
It's really stuck with me.
Then I guess maybe it has to be
Chekhov's dog dog there too. Which Unleash the Second Sight is putting out a deluxe edition of that in 4K, and the cover of it is just a red box and the black figures of the little girl and the dog.
Oh wow,
standing next to each other.
Yeah, I feel like I think we should go in When Evil Lurks, because obviously has disturbed you to the core.
Yeah. All right.
Ooh, here we go. This is a doozy. Barbarian or Malignant?
I want to go with Malignant because I just love how crazy it is. It is so over the top ridiculous, and there's such a lovely 80s cheese patina to that whole thing. The line deliveries, like when she tells her sister that she's adopted, it's so wonderful, and it's so the whole thing is just crazy. So I just love the big swings that Juan takes in that film. I think Barbarian is good. I think the ending of it doesn't really support the beginning, the prior 2/3 of the movie, but it's tight between those two. It really is. And and Weapons, which is coming up in a couple weeks, from was it Creedon who did Barbarian, looks phenomenal.
Yeah, it looks really good.
But we'll see. But I feel like I need to go Malignant because I just love it so much.
Much like I said with Pearl, I feel like I like Malignant. I really enjoyed it, but I don't like. There's like a weird cult of Malignant around that that I guess I just don't belong to. But I'm okay with giving you this one. Although I will say, Barbarian has one of my favorite creep out scenes of the decade so far, when Justin Long is shooting into the dark, and you can kind of see the kind of outline of the thing that lives under the house slowly coming into focus. That shit was creepy as hell.
It is. And that's a very good point.
Yeah.
All right, so Malignant or His House.
Talk about diametrically opposed films that are so different. One that is just batshit insane and just really wants you to go along with the ride, to one that is incredibly disturbing and has something to say. Which one do you go with?
And if I fall back to rewatchability, it's Malignant. But just such an effective ghost story, and dealing with the just the haunting of the past and the immigrant experience, the refugee experience, which seems to be even more magnified now than when the film came out. That is tough. Let's go back. Longlegs, or let's come back to it. Longlegs or When Evil Lurks?
Well, two films where they kind of fall apart at the end. So when you kind of take that into consideration, I think I still go with When Evil Lurks because it's so messed up.
See, I'm leaning towards Longlegs because of my girl, Maker Monroe.
And her completely dead in the eyes performance through like 2/3 of the film.
Well, that's the point.
I understand it's the point. But she pulls it off very well. She does it a lot in a lot of her films.
And I love that the devil shows up in the background in 9 or 10 scenes. You have to be looking for it all the time. Where I think Evil Lurks turns into almost more shock value at times that Longlegs I don't think does.
Okay.
And I think it also doesn't have that beautifully unhinged performance by Nicolas Cage either.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I can be talking to Longlegs. I really like that film.
So we got that one settled.
Yeah.
Malignant or His House?
I don't know. I feel like I'm going to have to be like a movie critic here and say His House. I think it's just a better film.
You're right. I think it is. So then it's His House or Longlegs. And I think it's His House between those two.
I really am surprised. I would not have expected His House to be the leader here.
Yeah, me neither. Wow. Yeah. All right. Interesting.
So why don't you rattle off the bracket that we can talk about next week for the folks at home?
Oh, yeah. That's a great idea, Matt. So, okay. Coming out of the 50s, we had Night of the Hunter. Out of the 60s, we had Psycho. 70s, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I know there's a little controversy there. Some people saying it should be The Exorcist. The 80s was The Thing. The 90s was Audition. The aughts was Descent. The 2010s, we ended up with It Follows. Probably, if you could have picked anything out of all of them, we know we would have ended up with that. Yeah. Or maybe the 80s with The Thing, too. And then after that, for this the current decade, we're at His House.
All right. So the one thing I want you to think about, Chris, as we move on, are we going to change up that ranking any? Are we going to do it like the brackets chronologically, or are we going to shake it up a little bit? Something to think about.
That's a good question. Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't thought about that. I don't know. I will have to think about that. Good point, Matt. What about you folks? What do you think? What is the best horror film of the 2020? Shoot us an email at feedback at thefirstrun.com. If you have not seen his house, I believe it is currently streaming still on Netflix. So you can see that there. All right, Matt. What's coming up next week on the big show? I don't think the calendar's been updated since I was away.
So what's on the calendar right now is The Naked Gun, which I am extremely nervous about. And then we had talked about doing Eddington for this week. It didn't really work out. Chris was just coming back, so I don't know. Maybe we'll catch that. Maybe we'll call an audible if Naked Gun turns out to be terrible. I don't know.
So, yeah, Eddington is only down to one show a night here,
is it?
and it's like at 10 o'clock at night, and the film's like 2.5 hours long.
Well,
so,
yeah.
I definitely want to watch it, so maybe we catch up with it once it hits streaming.
Yeah.
And the other film that I was interested in that's coming out is Together.
Okay. Oh, yeah, right. I am curious about that. I do want to see that.
So, I guess you and I can kind of discuss that off here and figure out which we want to do. So, in the meantime, you can check us out on Instagram, Facebook, still? I guess so. And Blue Sky, you can find me and the show profile. Just do a search for The First Run, scroll. Eventually you'll find us. Head on over to Apple Podcasts to give us a review to help other people find the show. And as always, you can go to thefirstrun.com. You have archives of all the old shows. The report card is there and more. And that, I guess, will be that, Matt, for this week. In the meantime, we're going to take an extended break. We love you all very much. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.
Doom, it's clobberin time.